Hi, my name is Phil of Garo Dorian. I'm recording this video today to share a little bit about who I am and my personal experiences of my spiritual awakening and the process I went through at a very young age, being born energetically sensitive. I feel a lot of people are born awake spiritually, and yet we go through processes of having to shut down our energies, having to shut down who we are based upon our society, our family, our parents, the institutions, the schools, whatever other institutions that we not feel inspired to be ourselves or feel safe and energetically to open up who we really are. In my situation, I was born energetically wide open, and being in a negative, toxic environment, I felt the safest thing was to shut down my energies. At age 18, I started opening up my intuition again, and it started blossoming, and I wasn't ready yet to fully open at age 18. And the year it did fully open, I became conscious of my spiritual awakening, was 21. And the process started when I had an experience with a young lady that it didn't work out romantically, and it was perfect. It wasn't supposed to. Yet what it did trigger was this intense inner reflection period of going within and intending on opening my heart and asking and intending to reveal what my purpose was in this lifetime. So it created this inquiry, it created this burning desire to know and to remember who I am, what I came here for, what was my purpose. Just upon this short interaction I had with this young lady. And so these practices led me to focusing and opening the energies of the heart. And when I started focusing and opening up the energies of the heart, some people call it the heart chakra, they call it, all these different names, but energetically I was opening and focusing on my heart. And I did a series of practices, one of them first being was this practice of gratitude, and focusing and opening the heart with gratitude. And as I would open the heart, more of this innate wisdom, more of my innate wisdom from my own heart and soul started opening up, and I started remembering this. And it wasn't that I was reading a book and I was like, oh, this is making me smarter. It was that own innate wisdom we have within ourselves, that they're all connected to God, the source, that we're all souls connected all the way to that creator, right? We're aspects of God, we're aspects of the source. So once I started opening my heart more and remembering that ability to tune into myself, remembering who I am, it didn't happen overnight. It was a process of age 21 it started. And what happened is I was having mystical experiences before that. I was having lights, blue lights visit me, and I started having downloads and a lot of sleep paralysis, and I wasn't aware of what was going on in these experiences. I was very scared about the sleep paralysis at the time I was experiencing it. The more I started studying and developing my mental capacity outside of an institutionalized education system and my own education system based upon what I felt inspired to learn and was guided by, it started quickly accelerating. And in this process, I started, once again, accumulating a lot of information. A lot of it was, in the beginning, I started having to learn discernment. And I wasn't even aware what discernment was. It was just, I was going through everything I could get my hands on. And I was like, okay, I'm no longer doing that. That's not for me. And it started becoming this process of when I would watch a video or I'd go to a speaker or I'd read a book, I'd tune into my body and I'd feel this intense pain. I'd be asking myself, why am I feeling this pain viewing this video? Even though the content, intellectually, I said, was something I wanted to learn, my body, my heart was going, no, you don't need to do this right now. And I wasn't aware of it then. I couldn't articulate it like I am able to articulate it now. Yet I was aware that something was guiding me beyond my own conscious awareness, that there was a higher consciousness that I was being guided by. And the more I started, once again, opening the heart, focusing on these energies, I did a lot of heart opening practices. One of these practices I'm going to jump to age 24. One of these practices specifically was I would focus on opening the heart through gratitude. And then when I would open my heart, I would go throughout my day and I would see, everything was different when my heart was more open. I would feel the colors were more vibrant. Everything just jumped out at me more. Life was more fluid and easy. It thought like, wow, why doesn't everybody live this way? This is amazing. And essentially what the practice was is that you would open your heart and you go throughout your day and you would see what would energetically jump out at you, what was, pulling at your energy and showing you what it wanted you to focus on. And this practice was amazing because I felt like drawn to so many things I would, not ever have noticed before. I'd be like, wow, what is this? And it started opening me up to connecting with, my higher self. And I started asking directly my higher self for guidance and wisdom because this was a practice I felt that was, being called to do. I heard other people talking about the higher self. And well, what's the higher self? What do we, how do we use this? What is this? Is this something I can acquire information and wisdom from? And essentially led me to another practice of connecting with light beings. And in this process, once again, opening my heart, in between the ages of 21 and 24, I was having an accelerated awakening, having many visitations from light beings, many visitations and downloads. And in between that ages of 21 and 24, there was no articulation of who these light beings were. I was aware there were lights coming in my room. I started meditating at age 21, and my heart was opening more by consciously opening it through these practices. And so at age 24, I discovered working with angels, working with these specific light beings. And I was reading what it was like to connect with angels. As I'm reading all these experiences you would have with angels, I'm going, I've had every one of these experiences, and I'm not able to list them now off the top of my head. I can name a few, but it wouldn't do the full justice of naming only a few of them. But essentially, as I was reading these, I was going, I've had every one of these experiences. Oh my God, am I being visited by angels? I asked that simple question. And these lights are very ambiguous. They were sometimes come as orbs. I would just see them with my eyes open and I'd be like, oh wow, what am I viewing here? That night, when I asked that question of are these angels, I saw very clearly in between the waking and sleeping state an angel tucking me in. I saw the wings, I saw the blonde hair. And I didn't see the face, but it was so beautiful. I said, oh wow, these are angels that are coming and visiting me. This is so beautiful. Wow, I found something new. And in this process of, once again, my awakening, and it just kept accelerating. It didn't slow down. And once I started focusing on the energies of the heart, the remembering process started accelerating. And I would now consciously ask my higher selves, God, for assistance. And what I would experience, these angels would come at night and they would start hugging me and holding me and comforting me when I would ever be down or sad about something. And if I was crying excessively about something I wasn't, at the time too happy about, or I was down about, essentially, we've all been there, and I still have those experiences sometimes, less and less. Essentially, the purpose is that we swing less and the pendulum stays centered in our heart. We don't swing back from elation and to depression and being too happy and too sad. We kind of stay more centered in the center, in our hearts. And that's essentially what this practice is. It's very much being very, not to not express emotion, but more being centered in our awareness and grounded in ourselves, and not allowing any experiences to allow us to get too elated, too sad, but allowing us to swing from these one-sided emotions. So essentially, these practices of opening the heart, meditation, and consciously writing, like I said, was accelerating this process, and it led to, once again, now my vision was opening up more. And I will talk more about specifically if you ever have an intention about opening your third eye. I have not once ever intended to open my third eye. It started opening as a result of focusing and opening my heart. And once you focus and open the heart and work on these energies, specifically with the heart is the governance of these higher energy centers. The throat chakra, the throat energy center, the third eye, and the crown. how open and integrated your heart is. And what I mean by integrated is how open you are to that divine wisdom, the divine consciousness of unity consciousness, God consciousness, other consciousness above our simple existence here, that you're aware of the bigger picture to the degree that you're able to see and articulate these light beings. If you focus on opening the third eye before opening the heart, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't say don't do it, but there's wisdom in opening the heart first before opening any of the higher energy centers. There's wisdom in allowing the heart to be, it's not the word floodgate, but the heart to be the ability to gauge how open you need to be right now to view these higher energies. And essentially what I'm sharing with you is that once you open the heart and you have a clear intention that you'd love to see energies or connect with other light beings, that you're focusing on your heart more, that you're allowing yourself to be present in whatever the moment is and whatever the experience is, without needing anything to happen, without having any expectations. I had started having these experiences of seeing light beings and going out of body and traveling astrally and going through portals and dimensions and having visitations and being pulled out of my body to go to different realms as a result of focusing on me and my spiritual practice of opening my heart and connecting with God, with Source, my higher self. I will admit to you that this is not an overnight process that you can just get at one time and just get everything. Some people can awaken that way. I've heard of people, some people telling me they've had instantly awakened. It can be a little bit there's reason and wisdom in patience and having a temperance of your awakening. If you awaken too fast, it may cause you to either burn out or freak out at what you're experiencing. So there's wisdom in taking steps. And my guides, my own higher selves, the beings that I work with on a soul level, I was aware, they were guiding me to take the necessary steps to evolve my awareness of who I am, my consciousness of connecting with these higher realms without skipping any steps. And what I mean by without skipping any steps, the first thing I ever did was develop the body. Get my body into physical shape and working with detoxifying and opening up the body and sensing what my body was communicating with me. That was the first process. Second process was developing the mental capacity, the mind. Developing the neuronal pathways, developing the mind into greater capacities of learning and understanding this higher wisdom. Third step was understanding and integrating emotional energies, emotional integration of the mind and body, emotional clearing, and I would use the word detoxifying. Yet it was all clearing, all of these levels. So the mind, the body, the mind, and the emotions, and in turn, with all these steps, one by one, opening the heart, led to opening up to greater levels of connecting with energy and spirit, God, Source. I recommend doing what feels right. There's no right or wrong. There's no step-by-step process that I can articulate to you that's going to work exactly like it worked for me. If you tune in and connect with your own heart, your own soul, the wisdom within your own ability to connect to God, the Source that you're an aspect of, this will open up and unfold perfectly for you the way it is guided for you, the way you actually consciously chose on a higher level to experience. Because every experience in this lifetime you chose to have. That may be a huge thing to say, but once again, if you connect once again with your heart, your soul, you understand that your soul came into this body, incarnated, to have these experiences and chose the level and the age that you chose to awaken. I remember at age 18 I had the opportunity to awaken, but I wasn't ready because it was too soon. But at age 21, it was a reminder that came in by the light to go, are you ready now? It checked in at 21 and I was ready. The heart opened and went, and it sent me a message through a young lady, through a possible romantic relationship. And at that time I wasn't aware what the message was. I thought it was being open and being in a relationship with somebody. It wasn't about that. It was about, can I experience something greater, deeper, that deeper love, that higher love that was through connecting to God, through connecting to Source, by opening my heart to that love. And that's happened multiple times where I've had reminders of women coming into my life. My greatest teachers are women. And these women I've chosen to have these experiences with. Some people call them soulmates. I don't get attached to the romantic attachment of what a soulmate is. I'll call them soul buddies to make it easier. That they came into my life at specific times for me to remind myself to open my heart greater and greater levels. And the more I've opened my heart, it's like, for me personally, I know when I've opened my heart, I was like, I've opened in small little levels, because it's when you open your heart too much, you're like, okay, it's too much, and you go a little bit higher and higher and higher before you get to that level. You're like, how much love can you actually handle before it's like too much, I gotta shut this down. So I'm at age 29 right now. I intend to keep my heart open. As you see me putting my hands in my heart, I'm intending to come from my heart, that space of that wisdom from innately from within Philip, with who I really am, that truth. And we all have that ability to connect with that truth that is within us and share that innate wisdom, that love. The intention of this video is that you have some aspect of awakening, some aspect of remembering for you, that you can relate to my experiences and assist you in your process, whatever way that's possible. I know I went all over the map. I went up and above. And somewhere you can pick and choose what you resonate with. You don't have to believe a word I say. If you feel in your heart, in your body, that you resonate with this message, take it and use it to whatever extent you would love to use it. This is an intention to allow you to step into your power, you're empowering your life and coming from your place of power and opening your heart. And I'd love to meet you soon and talk about the experiences of you coming into your power, awakening to the truth of who you are, opening your heart, remembering your soul's purpose, why you're here, and stepping into the truth of who you are. So once again, my name's Philip Garo Dorian. Beautiful honk and the dog are telling me it's time to complete this video. So go ahead and like this video on YouTube. Go ahead and comment on it, share it, find me on Facebook. Again, and my name is Philip Garo Dorian, and I'd love to connect with you soon. Thank you.